Family, we are back. I want to thank everybody for being here. It does mean a lot. I want to get into a video. Very interesting title. These movies made some dark predictions for 2024. Yes, this is Truth Is, and very credible channel. I do rock with, bro. So let's get into it.
Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a few movies that made some dark predictions for 2024. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my patrons know a new Patreon exclusive is dropping by Wednesday. Much has been going on that has left me wondering what else is going to happen in 2024. The very first video I did this year was about the Simpsons making a dark prediction for what seems to be the year 2024. In that Simpsons video I did, we spoke about a Simpsons episode where Homer and a group of doomsday preppers are preparing for an EMP attack that would...
Hey, y'all know about the Simpsons, right? Now really pay attention. He's talking about doomsday preppers and EMTs.
Bring in the apocalypse.
EMP. Did I say it right?
Springfield prep. What would you do in the case of an EMP?
Electromagnetic pulse.
A burst of radiation that knocks out every electrical system in the country.
Impending doom.
What you reading, Dad?
Honey, everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
When things go south, the sheeple will clean out every supermarket in town.
Typical sheeple.
Near you.
And his family going into underground bunkers for safety while the world panicked.
They're going into underground bunkers. What are all of these people doing? Yeah, they're going underground. I did a video, and at the end of it, it has a segment, and it lists a lot of people that are selling their homes in California. $1 million homes, you guys, being sold. People are gone.
Strangely, this is just like the billionaires are starting to do now. I know you guys have been seeing all of the billionaires building themselves fully sustainable doomsday bunkers all of a sudden. Some people might think they're doing it for safety, but why build an underground bunker when you can build a safe room for much less? There has to be a reason they're all choosing to go underground now. Many people believe the Simpsons are some kind of TV fortune tellers who see the future and make an episode out of it for their series. The truth is, the Simpsons writers can't see the future. What they are doing is using predictive programming and foreshadowing to pre-program people's reaction to what the elite have planned. In that Simpsons video, I revealed clear evidence that would suggest the creators of The Simpsons were Freemasons and their so-called predictions were just what the Masons had planned for our future. If you haven't seen my Simpsons episode yet, make sure you check it out after this one. After doing the research for that Simpsons episode, it had me thinking if there were any other times that Hollywood quote-unquote predicted what might happen in 2024. What I found was that for a very long time, Hollywood has been hinting at something coming in the year 2024 in several of their movies. For some odd reason, Hollywood set these movies in the year 2024, and what they show happening that year is truly disturbing.
Now, I want to take it down to Texas. All of these things are happening in Texas. I want to take it back to the orange hair guy and what he wanted to do around there in that area and what's going on now. I want to take it to that movie Left Behind or whatever. Yeah. Let's take it overseas. Pay attention.
Today's episode, we will be looking at a few movies that made dark predictions for 2024. The first movie we're going to be talking about is Beyond the Time Barrier. Beyond the Time Barrier is a sci-fi dystopian thriller movie starring Robert Clark that was released in the 1960s. The movie followed the story of Major Allison, who was sent on a mission to suborbital space to test a new aircraft called the X-80. When Allison was done with the test and returned to the military base, he realized that the military base somehow appeared different, and it wasn't at all how he left it. He noticed that it was now all of a sudden abandoned, and so was everything else in the area. After looking around for a while, he found what appeared to be a futuristic city in the distance. Right as he started making his way to the city, he was knocked out and captured by a group of unknown people. Allison then wakes up only to find himself in a dystopian underground city, which they call the Citadel. Allison is trying to get answers from those who captured him, but they all seem to ignore his questions.
Wait, stop, don't skip this.
It's alright, y'all. Take this time to like the video. It is okay.
into was a military nuclear weapon test that went bad and ended civilization as we know it. When the disaster happened, some people were able to escape to an underground bunker city they had built, but they were still affected by the radiation. The nuclear fallout caused the survivors to become deaf and mute, and they also became infertile, which stopped population growth. We have been noticing so many billionaires and now even celebrities talking about building underground bunkers and being prepared for what's coming. Is it really a coincidence that this movie just so happened to pick 2024 as the year this all happens randomly? Well,
I like the little triangle symbolism in this video. Where they got the dude from the forest, it was a triangular type iron sight, if you may.
I don't think so. This movie is just like the Simpsons episode. It was created for predictive programming and action movie starring Denzel Washington that was released back in 2010. The movie takes place 30 years after a nuclear apocalypse and follows the story of Eli. Eli is tasked by God to deliver the last remaining copy of the Bible to a book printing press to make copies. While on his journey to deliver the Bible, he makes a detour to try and find water and ends up in a town that is being controlled by a warlord and his gang. This warlord is searching for a copy of the Bible, as all the Bibles were burned up after the war because people believe religion was what caused the war. The warlord wanted the Bible to be able to control people by using the only Bible that's left. If he had the word of God, he can make it whatever he wanted. The warlord quickly finds out that Eli had the last remaining Bible and orders his gang to strip the book from Eli. The entire movie plays out with Eli defending the Bible and trying to get it to the printing press while the warlord's henchmen are trying to retrieve the book from him. I won't go into more of this movie as it's not needed for the rest of this video, but I do believe the Book of Eli deserves a full breakdown as it is an interesting movie. If you guys want to score in 2030, there's even a poster in the movie with the date 2024 plastered.
Oh wow. Look at that portal.
Right on it, seen in one of the scenes behind Denzel. This poster is for the movie A Boy and His Dog, a movie that we will actually be talking about next. The poster even states on it, a future you might be alive to see. Nuclear apocalypse, just like we saw in the last movie. Interestingly enough, they are choosing to 1970s. The movie tells the story of Vic, an 18-year-old boy and his telepathic dog named Blood, trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. The movie, you guessed it, takes place in the year 2024 after World War IV, a nuclear war that destroyed civilization. In the movie, Vic is a very disturbing guy as he uses his telepathic dog to help him find vulnerable women that he can R-word. In return, he feeds the dog for the information he gives him. At some point in the movie, Vic runs into a woman he is trying to R-word, but instead ends up protecting her from a gang of mutants. The 18-year-old boy was only interested in sleeping with women, so he thought this was the best thing that could happen to him. He is threatened to be sent to the farm anyways. This movie followed the same theme as the other two movies and even had similar concepts of what problems civilization would be facing in 2024. Mind you, again, this movie came out in the 1970s, and out of all the dates they chose to set the movie in, it just so happened to be the same year as the Book of Eli's apocalypse event and the events that happened in Beyond the Time Barrier. The next movie we're going to be talking about is Songbird. Songbird is a dystopian science fiction thriller movie starring KJ Apa that was released back in 2020. The movie is about the 2020 sickness and how it ends up mutating into C23 in the year 2024. In the movie, those who are infected with C23 are forced to concentration camps and are left to perish from their sickness. In the movie,
This happened on the news, you guys. So many people missed it. OMG, I don't even want to talk about it. But it was overseas. Bunch of white suits.
also show how the country has become a police state with harsh, strict rules, and people are being forced to get temperature checks in order to not be sent to the farm. While this movie wasn't the greatest, I did find their predictions of a new sickness arriving by this movie in 2020 that were enforced in the real world. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong is a monster action film starring Alexander Skarsgård. This movie is set in the year 2024 and depicts a great battle between King Kong and Godzilla. In the movie, the two giant beasts could be seen fighting each other and destroying the city. This movie is actually a metaphor for two great powers colliding in a massive war taking place. The fact that this movie is once again set in the year 2024 is very telling to me. As we can see, for whatever reason,
Godzilla, Dragon.
Hollywood repeatedly chooses the year 2024, pointing to total disaster. While I don't believe those who made these movies could see the future, I do believe they know the plans for the future. I see these movies as instances of predictive programming, showing what they have planned for the future. While everything being shown in these movies might seem concerning, when you are with God, nothing is to worry about. God's true people will be safe no matter what happens to this world. These were some of the movies that made dark predictions for 2024, but they were all
Listen, what you got to think about, you guys, is the ones that was made. These two, the Trapped, no, Beyond the Time Barrier, and also The Boy and His Dog, A Boy and His Dog, or whatever. Listen, those were made in the 70s.
also TV shows that made predictions for 2024 as well. I just didn't want to add them to this video since this one was based on movies. So if you guys want to see a full episode on TV shows that made dark predictions for 2024, let me know below. Well, that's it for this video.
Listen, y'all better pay attention. Like I always say, I just feel like this is their way of saying I told you so, or no, not necessarily I told you so, but well, you can't say we didn't warn you effect. These are movies that I consider scary movies, not the Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason deal, nothing like that. But these right here, water taking over the world, or the world just imploding within itself. Listen, pay attention, y'all. Hey, real quick, y'all, I lied about ending this video. I had to include these Nostradamus 24 predictions. Shout out to God. This is the channel's name. Yeah, go give them a like, y'all. Check this out.
First one. The dry earth will grow more parched, and there will be great floods when it is seen. 2024 will be a year filled with calamities. We wouldn't have time to recover from these calamities. One after another, they will keep coming back to back. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions would leave us with no access to water. Dehydration would hit us, and this would cause societal changes. Famine and drought will be the byproduct of these disasters. This is where it gets even more shocking than that. No abbots, monks, no novices to learn. Honey shall cost far more than candle wax. So high the price of wheat that man is stirred, his fellow man, to eat in his despair.
Now pay attention to what's going on with commerce, you guys. And the transferring of goods from country to country.
There will be a significant decline in the finance of the prosperous countries. Social unrest will tear apart the country. People will resort to farming and migrate to other regions with more water. And that is not even the end of it. This is where it gets interesting. Another prediction of his was the deteriorating health of Putin. The prediction also mentions a diabolical successor born under the same China to a destabilizing environment. The cryptic vision of Nostradamus for 2024 is the change in world economy. He says, as wealth and power begin to sway, doubt in leaders, currencies astray. In search of answers, a changing trend, new horizons beckon around the bend. But which nation will reshape the global landscape in 2024? Nostradamus predicts that India will be the country that will play a crucial role in reshaping global geopolitical and financial landscape. This year will be prosperous in courage, trust, and wealth. There will be a decentralized digital realm. New opportunities.
Digital realm.
Really interesting now. The most interesting prediction of Nostradamus is the existence of extraterrestrial civilization. Our planet's trajectory is closely monitored by these creatures, and we will make contact with them. A fragile peace will be established by the end of 2024. Do you think the extraterrestrial creatures would help us? Nostradamus predicted that a global telepathic connection would be established. Human beings will be able to connect better through their minds. They do not have to verbally communicate their needs and emotions.
Now, today, your boy Elon Musk has deposited the first Neuralink transplant into a human's brain. Make that make sense.
They'll be able to work together easily. There will be less fights and more care. People will come together to unite and love each other. Now let's step back for a minute to look at two more important quotes. Nostradamus predicted that there will be a naval year in 2024. He says, "Red adversaries will become pale with fear, putting the great ocean in dread." Be King Charles III. He might be replaced. Through the death of a very old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected. Of him it will be said that he weakens his see. Many people strongly believe that all this would come true. Only time will tell the truth, though. It's high time that we should start preparing. He faced criticism due to all the predictions he made, but that didn't stop him. He believed in himself and...
Listen, y'all, I just want to throw that in there real quick. Hit the comments, let me know what you think. I'm really out now.
Will Smith exposed Hollywood. Back in 2019, Will Smith made a video about the power of perception. In this video, he talked about how nothing is actually real.
Y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No. I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what?
It was good seeing you.
This ain't even real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
Will Smith even starred in a movie called Focus. And the whole point of the movie is being able to trick your subconscious mind if you're not staying focused. So with all that being said, Will Smith knows how to trick the subconscious mind and well understands how fake the entertainment industry is, since he's been a part of it for so long. Did you know that before the Oscars, Will Smith even had a class teaching kids how to do a fake slap?